Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to Stern Kayfabe. I am your host, CM Styles. Along with me today is C Double Chris A Champion. How you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.
Doing good. Oh
It
yeah.
happened.
I know you're as excited as I am because we got some breaking news. Not even an hour ago, Destination America strikes a deal with Ring of Honor Wrestling, which will be showing up on our TVs come June 3rd of 2015 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. And I gotta say, it's going to be very exciting to see ROH show back up on our TVs, which has been long awaited since the last time we saw them on ours, which was on HDNet like 3-4 years ago. Um, this comes with a question of another promotion that's on that Wednesday night at 9 till 11, known as TNA Impact, or as they call it, Impact Wrestling. Um, we all know the situation is going down. The rumors are said to be true, but at the same time, they're also rumored to be false. And with that being said, we are trying to avoid any lawsuits over at Destroying Kayfabe, but we hope it doesn't happen. At the same time, if ROH is stepping up to the plate, we're going to say very much farewell to you, TNA. C Double, anything that you want to say about this whole entire scenario that's going on right now?
Right. Well, there's a couple of ways you can look at this. Number one, back in the old days, you had promotions that would go toe to toe, and they would do, basically they would take a whole day, and basically you would get to see different promotions. So on one hand, this is kind of cool because you're going to get to see Lucha Underground, you'll see Ring of Honor, and you'll see TNA or Impact Wrestling. My problem is though, we've talked about this. You can't be new to school to the point of saying Ring of Honor and WWE's got to have a little. They have a backdoor agreement somewhere. It may not be official or whatnot, but you're going to tell me Samoa Joe versus Jay Briscoe. Their match comes off really well, looks real good, and then Samoa Joe is now in WWE, and that wasn't that far apart. So that's what I'm saying. It's always been the rumor there. So and I've had it on good sources that is true. So, so with that issue being said, I think what this is opening up for is either that moment of going back to the old days where you're going to get to see different wrestlers, different people coming out and being featured, versus that could be the good thing. Now, the other thing is, like you just said, TNA could be getting the boot. They're already showing reruns. My thing is this: their on wrestling show has gotten better from what it used to be. I mean, seeing me would be like cracking jokes the whole time watching it and crying about watching the show. This past few shows they've done, they've actually gotten their stuff together there, but now we're hearing some of the rumblings about they're not paying their guys. And, you've got to be able to pay. First of all, you got to pay your people. In this business, you will not go anywhere if you keep screwing with guys' money. And that's something that I could tell you full throttle that will happen. Guys will put their hearts and their soul in that ring, but if you don't reward them for it, you're screwing yourself up. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, man.
Look, I don't want to see an organization die, but look, we've said, when will TNA, pass? There's been many ways to fix it. Heck, there was a guy who would cry in shame every time TNA did something. He talked about how great they were versus the other guys. Well, the other guys are still standing. And now Ring of Honor, with AJ Styles, let me remind people, with the Briscoes, with Adam Cole, with Mike Bennett, with Jay Lethal. So, The Addiction, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, Chris Sabin. Kazarian. You're talking about guys like right there from Impact Wrestling. Those were guys that were core Impact. and now they've made a difference in Ring of Honor. I'm telling you, and then you add in Global Force, there's something going on, and I'm telling you, I think TNA is definitely missing out on the big picture.
Yep. And I'm glad you said that because, for these last several years, TNA has been out of touch with everything. They've been copying and pasting everything the WWE has done. They tried a couple ROH moves. I've been paying attention to what people are saying on the internet and internet chat rooms. Yes, those still exist, TNA. It's just like WCW and WWF all over again. The fans have picked up a smart sense of, sensibility on what's a good brand, what's a better brand, and what's the best brand. And ROH is pretty much the number one show over the internet, over network TV. We know that they were on Sinclair Network for a while there, and it's kind of good that they're kicking them to the curb for that for Destination America. But TNA, on the other hand, I'm really concerned to see what's going to happen. Like we were talking about here, the rumors could be false. But then again, the way the direction is going with TNA, everything could possibly be true, that they could be on their way out by fall of this year. Like you said, I don't want to see a company die. But if someone else is going to step up and pick up better ratings, and we know it's going to, because ROH has an even bigger fan base than TNA.
Oh yeah, being at a Ring of Honor show versus TNA is different. One, you got, all right, I'm going to go with this, obvious jabs. You got people in the stands, but I'm talking, you're getting passionate fans that really are into the show, from the opening match all the way to the main event. There's no slow spots in Ring of Honor. That's what TNA used to be. So, you'll lose some of that. Then, here's something to remember. You also have NXT. I just have this feeling Jeff Jarrett somewhere has made a lot of deals, and with one of the deals is WWE, because we talked about, you can't do this, you can't do that. Notice how a lot more organizations are teaming up.
Yeah.
And notice how one organization keeps getting ignored, and it's not WWE, it's TNA. So that is something very key that people have to look at. This is a business, and yeah, we want to see someone try to go up against WWE. It takes time, but secondly, you gotta also remember they killed all their competition away. And what people make the biggest mistake is this. Okay, well, to beat WWE, you got to get some of their real smart guys that know everything. And what do? They'll get a legend who really knows about the ring work, but not the background work. Yep. That's why I always said I like Jeff Jarrett, because of that instance. He was raised like thinking background and wrestling.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you keep mentioning Jarrett's name, Jarrett, the only person that really had something against Jarrett, it wasn't Triple H, it was Vince McMahon. Those two butted heads all the time backstage. It was a war of politics and everything else and other bullshit. And now all of a sudden, TNA is, not TNA, Jeff Jarrett with his Global Force, and I'm sure, Triple H is acknowledging that as well as he does with ROH. I mean, there's just so much you can put together on this, and partnerships and merging. The merge.
Well, think about it. Triple H, think about what Triple H has done. Let's be honest, the man's running the show. I mean, him and Stephanie are running. So what does Triple H do? Think about some of the people he's gotten into NXT and how they flourished. Alright? We think of Kevin Steen. You think of Sami Zayn. Neville. Look at, Finn Balor. Alright? He's not stupid. He's obviously, and I even think it's a great idea to keep the Briscoes in Ring of Honor, because let's be honest, that is their niche. I mean, there's no way, unless WWE literally just says, alright, we're going to just trash the PG era because we got to get the Briscoes on. Because trust me, I love the Briscoes. I love their bluntness, but see what you're doing is you build something up, and then Triple H respects Jarrett enough. And I wouldn't have said this any other time, but think about it. If it wasn't for Triple H, we don't get the Ultimate Warrior in the Hall of Fame. We don't see Sting in WWE.
Exactly.
Triple H, when he says he's doing what's best for business, that's not just a tagline. He's doing it. So that's why I say don't be surprised if, I mean, he may not directly do a merger with Global Force and Ring of Honor, but he's behind the scenes. It has his fingerprints written on it.
Absolutely. And we're going to end the show here in the next couple minutes. Just so much that could have been done to prevent this from happening to TNA. And it's just a damn shame that it's happening now. But, yeah.
Well, I think for us, let's call it a spade. If this happened, like, what was it, like a year ago, after they really legitimately copied and pasted everything, and we found out they were getting canceled and booted off, we would not have been surprised. It's been like, you know what, you deserve that. You know? But this go around, they've been coming up with ideas. They're trying to push different guys. You know, and they've had good matches. And it's still you know, that's why I said this sounded fishy when I read it, because I'm like, well, your ratings are okay on Friday, but you're just not happy. Well, was there another, you know, person stirring the pot? Well, now we find out of the blue, Ring of Honor is here. And I'm just saying, connect the dots. The Ring of Honor, and then Spike TV is in negotiation with Global Force, not TNA.
Yeah. And the thing was, I'm glad you said that. With Global Force, they didn't have a problem with Jeff Jarrett. The problem was Dixie Carter. Now, Jeff Jarrett left Spike TV, you know, unannounced, and it kind of left a bad taste in both of their mouths. But at the same time, it's just like, oh, well, you know what? Now we see why he left. We're going to give him another chance at this, and, you know...
I mean, think of it this way. Jeff Jarrett is one of those guys. He built TNA and brought him from a pay-per-view weekly show to Spike TV deal. Spike TV deal was him. He made that happen. You know, but he had to show what he could do. And then when it went, Dixie Carter got stupid and said, I got to take it to the next level, which, when you, in the business sense, I get it, but what you have to do is, there are guys that talk a good game, and CM, I appreciate you having me on, because I can actually speak from experience. You have vets that will talk to you and say, oh, I can get you better numbers, or I can do this, I can do that for you. But when you do the actual research, the guy can't get over on a suplex.
Yeah.
You know, that in itself, you know, you want credibility. Jeff Jarrett brings credibility. Yeah, you got Hulk Hogan, which is a name. But without WWE, Hulk Hogan is nothing. And, you know, with all due respect, but let's call it a spade. When Hulk Hogan's in this business, all he is good for is posing and going brother. That's it. So when Dixie Carter put her trust in him, and I'll never forget, dude, I remember showing you that video when he was doing that press conference or that meeting with all the wrestlers and said, I don't care what you've done, you're going to do it his way. And the first person they scanned to was, well, who? AJ Styles.
Man, let me tell you, that's a name I cannot wait to see on my TV again.
And he has not lost his step. Let me make that very clear, by the way.
Yeah, he's one of my top guys. He's one of the reasons why my last name is Styles. Everyone keeps thinking that I take CM as CM Punk. No, people don't know who I am. My real name is Christopher Michael, and y'all need to deal with it. So,
yeah, you're not a mark.
So there you go. For those who are always wondering, why is his first name CM and his last name is Styles? But yeah, you know, this whole scenario going on right now has me so excited that I keep forgetting what I'm about to say. But I'm gonna, you know, go off on this one and say big thanks to you being a part of the show again. Great to have you back in the family. It's great to continue doing this stuff. I'm glad that this happened on such a rainy day. Every time they say it rains, it's pretty much good luck, and we just got the good luck with the ROH coming to Destination America. Congratulations to Destination America in general for picking up one of the greatest promotions out there in the independent circuit. Nothing can touch ROH in terms of pure real athletic wrestling. Just everything about this has the IWC and me and you and everyone else jumping for joy. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and call this a day. Thanks for everyone who's going to watch this podcast, and hopefully we get to see your comments down below. If we have any other breaking news, we will be the first to let you know as well. Until then, I'm CM Styles. This is CW Chris Champion, and we will see you next Tuesday for another exciting edition of Destroying Kayfabe. Have a good evening now.